All right, here we are. I'm Paul. Well, hi. I'm not Paul. I am here with Paul Breece. I'm Doug Capella. The WC TV Game of the Week. I had my Joe Biden moment.
Where are we at?
We are in Nolensville here tonight, where the Summit Spartans are in town. I can't even talk. Summit Spartans are in town tonight, visiting the Nolensville Knights in what is maybe not the game of the week, but the WC TV Game of the Week. We got another hot one tonight as the Page Patriots are going to be taking on the crosstown rival Centennial Cougars tonight as well. We'll keep you posted on the score of that one, and we're here for kickoff. Looks like Summit has elected to receive, and we are going to be underway. It's a brisk night here, Coach Breece.
Finally a little football weather here.
Football weather. The flag is still, although it's been windy all evening. It died down just in time for kickoff, and the kick is up. Definitely in the field of play. Summit's there. Out to the 20. Has a crease. Out to the 40, and he's going to be brought down at about the 44th. You know, I've been to a few Nolensville games, Coach, and special teams has been a difficult thing for them to get figured out. Average field position is usually somewhere around the 40-yard line.
Well, there you go. You got it at the 45. Cooper Hall brought that out. Did a fantastic job. Good job blocking. And, Summit, 2-6 on the season, looking for a little positive momentum.
They have progressively gotten better, but still the record stands, as you said, 2-6. You're going to see more than likely a heavy dose of the run game as Summit, the quarterback, ran for about 300 yards last week. So you're definitely going to see a quick-moving quarters and a lot of running of the football.
Yep, that was senior Sam Sloan right there for a pickup about 5.
So the keys of the game here is for Summit to maintain control, not turn the ball over, and not play from behind. And the opposite of that is Nolensville. If they can get up on them fast, it's going to put Summit in a position that they can't get into, which is throwing the ball. And so we'll see how it shakes out here. It's going to be second and about 5 out of the shotgun. And just like that, we have a quarterback keeper, design quarterback run. He's going to be short of the first by about 2 yards.
So if you're at home and you're wondering, how did Doug Capella know that was a design quarterback run? Well, here's the deal. You said it, mentioned earlier, throwing is not one of the top priorities offensively. 3rd and 1, run. 3rd and 11, run.
That's right. They spread the field out there. No runners in the backfield. And you can see as soon as he took the snap, he was looking for what gap to run into. And so here we have about 3rd and 2.
Well, you saw the Nolensville defense did not shift at all when the back ran in motion. So it's going to be an interesting 3rd and long 2 right here.
So you have 2 wing backs here and a back in the backfield, another quarterback run. And he's going to have the first and about 3 more. That's going to be about a gain of 5. And that's really what the Summit offense is designed to do, get 4, 5, 4 yards. And, hey, that equals 10 the last time I looked. 5 plus 5 is 10, and that is a first down.
Well, Mason McElhaney, the quarterback / running back for the Summit Spartans. Again, you talked about it. Summit wants to keep possession of the ball, maintain these long drives, churn the clock. Do not give the football back to Nolensville in their high-powered offense.
And here we say they open up with 2 wingbacks, and now we have 3 wide. And again, another design quarterback run. So he's trying to eclipse the 1,000-yard mark in the 2 games here. He's had 300 last week, and he's got every carry tonight. And he's got about 17 yards on the ground.
Well, that's a kind of a no-brainer. It's like we're going to try to find out which way they're going to run it, and just trying to keep Nolensville off balance as the Summit Spartans. So see, Doug Capella, Paul Breece. Look at this, Doug.
There we are.
They're actually showing us this week.
I would cut that off. We'll lose viewers there.
Yeah. Well, we both wore the same thing. I'm glad we called each other.
So here we got 2 wide to the top. Got motion again. This time he does hand it off. This is going to be number 5 trying to get to the perimeter. That's Luke Oliver. Oliver's going to get about 4, and so consecutive drives here, they're going to be about 3rd and 2.
Well, Coach Coleman will take a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, it seems like any time of the week, because it's definitely, it's a no-brainer. They definitely would go for it on 4th down unless they lose a big chunk of yardage here. But
right, they're on the 35. They're 2-6. They're looking for moral victories here, and so they're not going to kick a punt or kick a field goal here. So they're looking at 2 downs to get 2 yards. Another direct quarterback run with McElhaney, and he is going to be close, and it looks like he has it by about the nose of the football.
So, again, Summit and Nolensville both off last week there because of the fall break. That was their bye week. So both teams trying to organize themselves for a postseason run. Again, this is a non-region contest. So Nolensville just trying to keep pace with Page and Centennial, while Summit is holding down that 4 spot in their region.
Well, and always the issue with a run offense is that penalties and turnovers is the big. You have to play a really flawless drive. Unless you're Summit here on this drive, because they just got about 12 on that.
Yeah, they are really challenging the defensive front for the Knights, and so far Nolensville has not answered the call.
Well, and Nolensville plays a bend but don't break defense. They don't send a lot of blitzes. They'll just sit back, and as the field shrinks, so to speak, as they get closer to the goal line, the running lanes may or may not close on Summit. We'll just have to see how Nolensville adjusts to the tempo here in the style of play. McElhaney's going to roll out. He's going to try to throw here. He has the corner, and he just throws it into the ground again. Not sure what the play call is there. They go from tight to 5 wide, and he rolls out. I don't know if that was to get him around the corner and run, but well played by the Nolensville defense.
Well, there's Coach Coleman making the calls down there, and I am shocked, like you mentioned, that McElhaney just didn't go ahead and tuck it and try to get some positive yardage. But rolling left and throwing right is definitely a difficult situation for any quarterback, much less high school.
Who throws the football maybe 4 times a game.
Absolutely.
So here again, they open up with 3 wide. McElhaney out of the shotgun. This is going to be a handoff to number 4, and he's going to be tackled. That's Cooper Hall. He's going to go down, and this is just what I was talking about. You're going to now have 3rd and about 14, or at 15. Well, let's call it 16 as he continues to walk. And so, again, an ill-advised pass play, in my opinion, on first down. They're getting 4, 5, 10 yards of carry. They roll out, incomplete, and they get taken down for a loss, and now you have 3rd and 16.
Jackson Bandy on the stop right there for the negative chunk yards right there. Again, what's the play call when you're a 92% run offensive play calling team?
This is not what he wanted to get into here in the Spartan sideline. And there he bobbles the snap. The screen pass in the middle, it's played okay. So they get a lot of the yards back. They're going to be about 3 yards short. And so you got to wonder here, do they go for it? Because now it's a little different kicking a field goal from the 13-yard line versus the 35.
Coach Coleman is not turning around and looking for his special teams right here.
There was 0 movement to the sideline. And so aside from the one player that just checked in. So it's going to be 4th and about 4. Maybe a hard count here to try to get Nolensville offsides.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take your timeouts with you. That's what I would suspect. They're in a tight formation. They got 2 wings, too tight. And so we'll see if they're going to try to draw them off sides here. There's the hard count.
And there it is.
And there's the flag.
Flag on the play.
You know.
Outside against Nolensville.
You know, when
you hate to see it.
When two old guys up here knowing exactly what's going to happen, you can't translate it. We can't yell down there at Nolensville and say,
and I don't have
jump.
A coach yelling at me at practice saying, don't jump on 4th down.
Yeah. Knowing that it's inside 5 yards, right? 4th and 4 equals. Oh, my.
So just like that, Spartans have new life, fresh set of downs. They are on about the 9-yard line, so no first downs here. It's all or nothing now for the Spartan offense here. McElhaney has 3 wide, another design quarterback run to the left. He's not going to get it, but he's going to get about 6 yards on the carry.
Yeah, going to be close.
McElhaney, the ball carrier.
See where he went out, where they spot him. So, yeah, he's going to be on about the 4-yard line.
Push out of bounds by DJ Mays.
So it is going to be a goal to gain. So they're going to have to score. There is no opportunity for a first down.
Well, and we've blinked, and there's 5:24 left in the first quarter. And so this is what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to shorten the game,
Yep.
maintain possession, another design quarterback run. He's going to be short of the goal line at about the 1.5. So, again, 3rd and short. Actually, they're spotting it. Well, they said gain of 2, and he moved about 4 inches. So, it's 3rd and 3 from the 3.
You know, that was obviously a QB run design, but that time there was no movement from the offensive line. They didn't do any pulling. You know, they just went man-to-man up front, and Nolensville answered the call right
there. Well, it's going to be probably a lot of the same right here. I'd probably look for some misdirection, a counter or something right here to create some movement, but we'll see. They're in a 2 wing-back set. It's a handoff to number 1, and he's going to be in. And just like that, touchdown.
Wow.
The Summit Spartans opening drive hits the end zone to a quiet Nolensville crowd over here.
Senior night.
On senior night.
You know, that could be distracting. But I will say this. I think everybody was fooled on that play because Sam Sloan went untouched. He kind of just –
Well, he was patient. He found – I think he initially was going to run over the guard – and that whole field, and he just was patient, bumped it outside, waited for the hole to open, and it was there. And like you said, and they're going for 2 here. McElhaney takes the snap, hands it off, and he is going to be met in the backfield. So Summit really is going all or nothing. The kicker may have not came tonight.
Well, we're about to find out. See who's going to kick off.
They may have left him in Thompson Station tonight.
So Sam Sloan on the touchdown run, the 2-point conversion is no good. And that may be an opportunity. We'll see the touchdown run right here. Take a look at Sloan receiving the ball. He's following 77. He's looking. You're right, it gets clogged up. He takes it back inside and ends up with a good 4-yard touchdown run. So I will say this, Doug. Going back to the 2-point call, that is maybe something. Well, we're going to take a look at it one more time.
So he bumps it, and then the hole just naturally opens up. He cuts it back in, and there it is. I mean, just patience. I mean, you can see the 2 linemen kick out there, and that end ended up on the track almost.
So let me go back to the 2-point conversion if I can. I think this is an opportunity that Coach Coleman's going to use to get more practice in, because I think once the playoffs start, Summit is in the playoffs at the 4 spot. So maybe they're working on something, just trying to, because this game, as far as region standings, doesn't really matter, but confidence means a lot.
Well, yeah, when you're sitting at a record of just 1 loss, you kind of have a target on your back.
Well, I'm not sure of the kicker problems, because Cooper Hall just booted that to the back of the end zone.
Well, and Cooper Hall also double duty there as one of the wingbacks. And so now we'll get to see the seemingly high-powered offense of Nolensville. They've had some struggles seeing both sides of the field, but we'll see. I have been told some insider information that they've been looking at opening it up a little bit more, possibly getting a few other folks involved, and we'll see what happens. Nolensville, there's no secret here. They're going to spread you out, and they're going to attack primarily with Zion Tamaska out of the backfield, who gets the handoff here. Not much hay there. He gets about a yard. So Zion Tamaska will be the workhorse for the Knights. Then, of course, you have the big, strong-arm Ty Collins at quarterback. So we're going no huddle here. 4 wide set. Tamaska, the lone tailback. Collins looks, throws, ball is tipped, but it's still caught for about a 2-yard gain. Whether it was tipped or not, I think that the defender was there in place, and I don't know that they would have gotten a whole lot. So 3rd and 5 here for the Knights on their opening drive.
This would be a huge defensive stop for the Spartans if they can somehow make a play here.
So all of the receivers swap sides. One of the receivers on our side being the tight end. Collins looks left, stays left, pump fakes, has room to run, tucks it. He's going to have a first, ridden out of bounds. That's a good look on Collins.
Collins on the
The field was covered.
Gain of 8 yards.
Collins getting up a little bit slow.
Well,
Tackled by Cason Waddle.
so slow that they've
Good for McLaren Ortho.
had a stoppage here.
Touchdown for the
Ty
Knights.
Collins, 6'4", 205. You talked about a big young man.
That's pretty good size for a quarterback, but he shaking up on the play.
Well, let's get some scores from around the county, right? It's in what I would call the game of the week in Williamson County. Page and Centennial. Page strikes first on a 7-yard touchdown pass from Palmer to Henry Cason. So they lead 7-0 with 5:37 to play. That's basically, I mean, now you're starting to jockey for position. All three of these teams, Nolensville, Centennial, and Page, are in the playoffs. Now it's just a matter of.
Collins is up, walking off on his own power. So Aaron Sylvester, number 3, will check in for at least one play. 5'11", 165 sophomore. Crowd's chanting Ty's name.
There's Coach Derek. He's like, oh, man.
Coach Derek, interesting story. When I taught at Page Middle many moons ago, he was a student teacher for Coach Derek Pack.
Well, how about that?
Aaron Sylvester, the quarterback.
Aaron Sylvester checks in, first down. So fresh set of downs. I would imagine this is going to be, let's hand it to Zion Tamaska, being that there's a new quarterback in there.
That's right.
And just like that, Tamaska gets the carry, and he's going to be tackled by a swarm of Spartans there
Zion Tamaska, the ball carrier.
for a loss of about 3.
Loss of 4
Again,
yards on the play.
If you know anything about football, Doug, you knew that he was not going to throw the ball just trotting off
Second
the
down,
sidelines.
30.
It had to be a handoff. But you give it to your right running back, make a right play call, something happens. Give it a credit to the Spartans for making a play.
Well, and Sylvester's going to remain in. Sylvester throws on a second play from scrimmage. One-handed catch by number 40. That's going to be Joseph Carano. So it's still looking at about a 3rd and 8.
Gain of 5 yards on the play.
Make it 3rd and 9. We'll see if the offensive philosophy changes at all here for the Knights.
I would dare to say that Nolensville is trying to hit a 12 to 15-yard pass here, right here. I think keeping it short and simple for the quarterback is.
I would imagine Sylvester's going to see some pressure here, being that it's his 3rd play in and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah.
He's likely going to see some pressure, and here it comes straight up the A-gap.
Oh, they called the
Screen
right
pass.
play.
There he is, Caleb Farr on the screen. He's going to have the first down and much more. Coach, I gave you some insider trader information. I knew that they were working on a screenplay there to number 4 all week. And there it was, first down just like that to Caleb Farr, the junior.
Tackled by Crutcher.
Well, they called it on the correct call by Coach Derek.
Well, that couldn't have been any more perfect because you had all of the inside pressure, and there the middle screen was wide open. Sylvester out of the shotgun, throws a quick pass out again. The Farr gets 2 touches in a row, and he's going to have another first down.
So
Caleb Farr earlier in the season was on a milk carton, and all of a sudden he's got, I think, 5 touchdowns on the season, and now he's becoming a part of the offense.
What do they say? Better late than never.
That's right.
For the Knights at the 36-yard line.
1 minute. Inside 1 minute, Coach.
I didn't even have time to get cold. All right, here we go. Shotgun 3 wide, and they feel comfortable, obviously, with Sylvester running the offense. It's a handoff to Tamaska, and I'll tell you what, it has been tough sledding on the ground tonight for the Spartans.
Well, I do know this. Tamaska did not like the extra sauce he was getting on that tackle. He was not appreciative
Giving
of that.
him the Simmons treatment a la Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Well, looks like Nolensville's coming in with a new right guard, so.
Sylvester remains in, out of the shotgun, 3 wide, single back set. Rolls out to his right, looking downfield, looking deep.
Oh!
Has Smotherman on a deep out, and he just drops the ball, perhaps out of reach, but good look. So clearly,
defended by Crutcher.
Nolensville does not believe that the offense will miss a beat, as we've seen run plays, screen plays, out routes. Another 3rd and 9 here for the Knights from the 35, we'll call it, of Summit territory. Sylvester gets the play in from the side. Shotgun again, 3 wide. Snap is back.
Uh-oh.
Zion
He almost
Tamaska
fumbled it. Is he going to?
had the ball go completely around his back.
Yes.
I was waiting for the no-look dish to somebody else after he went around the back with the football. This is going to be 4th and about 2. And again, not much movement from the Knights sidelines a la a kicker.
4th down and 2 for the Knights.
Well, that's going to be the end of the first quarter for our WCTV game of the week. 6-0
Well,
Summit Spartans.
That's right, and the Knights will have time to think about what they want to do here. They are,
For the first quarter,
well, I would say they're in field goal range, but that would be about a 43-yarder, testing the limits for most high school kickers.
Well, Nolensville could give Summit a little taste of their own medicine.
A little hard count, of
yeah.
course.
Nolensville band thanks Heather Legg, Nolensville Realtor, for her support as a new platinum sponsor this year. Heather will
Well,
donate
some other
$500 to the Nolensville band
a couple of
if you
games
donate
around
home.
the
and you mentioned the Nolensville band. Call
county
Heather
is
Legg, Nolensville Realtor, for all your
Ravenwood
real estate
plays
needs.
Powerhouse
The
Oakland,
band would also like to thank our local
and the
Nolensville
Raptors,
Hardware and Matt Guthrie
the quote-unquote
for their
underdog,
support and
lead
donations to the
12-0
Flag program.
over the number
Ace
2
Hardware
ranked
committed
team in the
to
state,
help the place.
Oakland.
Thank you, Nolensville
12-0.
Ace Hardware.
Raptors over the Patriots.
Ty Collins upgraded to probable. Down there getting his knee taped. Generally, they're not going to tape anything if you're not going to go back into the ball game. So we'll keep you updated on Ty's status. But Sylvester seems to be running things just fine.
The band would also like to
We're going to have a 4th and 2 once play resumes. Knights back out onto the field.
Serving Middle Tennessee since 1977, earning the experience and expertise to do garage doors right.
Not sure why the Spartans huddled
Overhead doors.
70 yards away from the ball, but
Also, thank you to the Bone and Joe Institute of Tennessee and Williamson Health.
play will resume here.
Sports medicine provider. Megan Klein is your certified athletic trainer. Visit us.
Well, it even
at
fooled the
Bone
drone.
Joe
It had to come down here on this end. So
Nolensville in a somewhat tight formation itself here, a la Summit Spartans. Smotherman in motion. Zion Tamaska, direct snap.
Uh-oh.
There he goes. That's going to be a touchdown. They will not catch Tamaska. And the Knights answer back just like that on a 4th and 2 conversion. Tamaska, once he got past the first layer there, it was see ya. So Knights even the score 6-6 in the fireworks sky here in Nolensville. An extra point away from taking the lead. Snap is back, kick is up, kick is good, and Nolensville jumps ahead. First play of the second quarter, 7-6.
pretty simple call, little wildcat. Good kick out block. And once that happened, you see the downfield block by number 60 right
Carano there, or no, number 60, I'm sorry. I thought that was 40. That's going to be Owen Black with a touchdown block, what we call that up here in the booth. That last block set Tamaska free, and once he turned the corner, all you're going to see is the back of that jersey because he was gone.
there. 28 yards in a cloud of dust. as
That's
they call
right.
it.
A little different than Summit's 4 yards in a cloud of dust. And
That's
so
right.
we'll see if the Spartans can answer back in kind. And remember, one of the keys we said in the beginning was for Summit to not get behind on this Knights offense because it'll force them to get uncomfortable and get out of that formation, that wing formation, and where we saw he rolled right and threw it into the ground because everyone was covered. So 11:53 here in the second quarter, your WCTV Game of the Week. I'm Doug Capella with my guy here, Paul Breece. We'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout-out to Lance in the van. Lance, longtime WCTV guru, moving on to bigger and better things potentially in the next little bit. So the Knights pooch kick it there, and they give probably the worst starting field position of the season to Summit at the 34-yard line.
Well, it kind of had an idea something special was going to happen as far as a different look kicking off. Coach Derrick went out to the kicker right before he kicked and said something to him. So you usually don't do that when you're trying to kick.
3 words, don't kick deep.
Don't kick deep, that's right.
So a little bit more of the same here, although a tight formation, not the wingback set they've been using, but they're just going to line up and say, hey, we're going to exotic smash mouth as best we can.
That's right. Sam Sloan says, ready, set, here I come.
They were one back away from a smokestack eye from the 1920s.
I love me some smokestack eye, man.
Tackled by Carson Kelly. Second down.
You know, the fullback is
It's a dying position.
It's a long gone. I'm going to college to play fullback. They don't know what that is anymore.
So the one back in the back for this
Quarterback
has designed run written all over it.
Absolutely. Here comes the
they got tricky with a reverse counter play, but here 3rd and 2 is a familiar place for this Summit offense.
I actually like that play call. Something different.
That's right. Mixing it up. Got to keep them on their toes.
And Joseph Carano.
So 3rd and 2 here. You got to think if Summit doesn't convert that this is a punt. You don't want to give Nolensville the ball on the 45-yard line.
Unless they want to try to hard count them again.
Stranger things have happened. They made a whole show about it.
Empty backfield.
Design quarterback run. They fill the gap, but he's going to dive first. Dive forward. He's got a first down. A lot of extracurriculars going on this evening, and I don't mean band or violin.
Which in 10 minutes, we're going to see the world-renowned Nolensville band.
That's right. They got a spinning drummer and all kinds of things.
Really?
Oh,
I'm excited.
It was actually it was a good show.
Kind of Tommy Lee, Motley Crue-esque. Okay. They got to strap him in a seatbelt?
It's a sight to behold.
All right, I'm excited.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from the Summit 47-yard line. Got 3 wide, which means nothing in the passing world. Design quarterback run again, and he is met in the gap right there.
Yep, and Sam Sloan, the running back on that play, it's kind of a read, right? The quarterback could keep it or hand it off. Sam Sloan walked around the corner and was like, I can't believe he didn't hand it to me.
Yeah, Carano door-dashed a big hit right there in the gap and delivered it.
Yeah.
Probably no tip on that one. 2nd and 11. And this is what Summit cannot do is get in these long situations.
Yep. Stay behind the chains. You got to stay ahead of the chains, guys.
3 wide here for Summit. I saw 2 big heavies pulling
man.
2 big heavies pulled my way, so I knew the ball was coming this way. And so just like that, he gets about 9.
Sam Sloan, a big dude, 205.
So 3rd and they're off their game a little bit because they're 3rd and about 3. But that just 1st and 2nd down, they're getting 4 and 5 yards a carry. They're in their tight formation, 2 wing backs.
Uh-oh.
That looked to be a false start there. Again, 2 things I said. You can't turn the ball over and you can't have penalties if you want to play this style of offense. And so now instead of 3rd and 3, you're going to be 3rd and 8. And I don't know that they've gotten 8 yards all night, Coach, except for the play just before that.
Well, I was going to say Sam Sloan just ran for about 8. 2nd and 16 was 3rd and about 3. Now it's 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. They got 2 wide here,
which means nothing.
Check 3 wide, which so far has meant design quarterback run.
And what do we got? We're going to have a timeout.
Have a timeout on Summit. Coach did not like what he saw out there, so they're going to think about it.
after first day of practice, Mom, I'm the starting wide receiver for Summit.
The Nolensville Band
Well, you better be a good blocker.
That's right. You better block well.
Ben is a band parent and loves helping families and businesses with all your financial planning needs. Thank you, Ben Wolf.
So we got
Northwestern Youth School.
18 left here in the second quarter.
Hungry football fans.
And this, you don't like to say it this early in the game, but this may be a defining play here for Summit, because if they do not convert here and the Knights score again, it puts Summit behind. Now 1 touchdown behind, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how the game shifts and adjusts on what has been not only the game of the week, but senior night here for Nolensville. Got my
our basketball programs.
Stepson walked down. He was a senior golfer this year. So here we go. They're back. Same formation, 3 wide. McElhaney out of the shotgun. Rolling to his right. Scanning the field. Throws it up deep. That is going to be way out of bounds. Caught almost at the track. So McElhaney has the arm to throw it downfield. But now we got a 4th and 8. Looking to see.
Brings up 4th down and 8 for the Spartans.
If somebody's going to come in and punt. There was a penalty on the play. And here comes the special teams. 4th and about 8. Punter comes on.
Colson Reese, the senior.
Landon Smotherman, deep to receive.
Landon Smotherman has his ankles on the 10-yard line. We'll see if Smotherman can make something happen. Snap is up. Punt is high. Smotherman's going to catch it at about the 17. There's a flag on the play already, which was interesting. I saw the flag thrown, and there wasn't even contact yet, so this has got to be some kind of procedural call.
Flag on the play.
Looking to see what the call is.
Against the Knights.
So that holding call came from the corner of the end zone.
Nolensville will take over 1st and 10.
Usually that's what happened when you're trying to block the gunner down the sideline.
Well, and the guy that could catch it did catch it. And so the ball was caught on the 10, ran to about the 20, and the Knights will take over on the 9. 1st and 10 to go, 7:58 here in the second quarter.
Quarterback.
Aaron Sylvester still in at quarterback. Scrolling, looking. Throws it out to the outlet, Tamaska, who's going to get about 2 yards. So some smart quarterback play here by the sophomore, Aaron Sylvester. Plenty of time to throw the ball, nobody open, and he just dumps it to his check down, Zion Tamaska. Impressive about that play, coach, is Sylvester went through about 4 reads before he threw it to his check down. Tamaska in the backfield with Sylvester, 3 wide. Smotherman in motion, gets the jet sweep, gets around the corner, has some room, makes a man miss, and he's going to be tackled after about a gain of 4.
Gain of 4 yards on the play.
So far, Coach, not much changing in this Nolensville offense with the young quarterback, Aaron Sylvester, stepping in to play for Ty Collins.
Yeah, I was checking the sideline just a minute ago to see if I could locate Ty Collins, and I have found him. Looks like he's moving around. I'm sure Coach Derrick goes, you know what, this is not a region game. Let's don't risk anything crazy here. Looks like they've taken his helmet away.
3rd and actually about 2.5. Sylvester takes the snap. It's a quick throw to the outside. Smotherman's got it. He's going to have a 1st down.
Sylvester's pass complete to Landon Smotherman.
Well, the chains move, and so the Knights' 1st down is Smotherman, the junior, reels that pass in.
The Knights run no huddle, but they're not. That doesn't mean hurry. They get the call in from the side. They're just not letting that defense make any substitutions here.
Well, I think Coach Derrick is going to be a little more cautious to go up-tempo, making sure that with a sophomore quarterback back there, everything is A-OK before we get the snap off.
That's right, and he has plenty of time in the quarter. They faked a jet motion there, and they hand off to Tamaska, who gets a yard.
Ran into Andrew Switzer, number 99.
So Tamaska's carries have gone something like this: 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 28, 1, 2.
That's Derrick Henry-esque, if you're
That's
a
right.
Titans fan, if you're trying to correlate anything.
2nd and 9.5, we'll call it. Not much on that first down play. Sylvester looks, throws the quick pass to Caleb Farr. Caleb Farr's hit, drives his legs, and gets about 5 on the play, 5 or 6.
To Caleb Farr.
3 catches for Farr in the first half tonight.
Tackled by Waters. Brings up 3rd and 2 for the night.
3rd and 2, which seems to be the down and distance of the night.
N-I-G-H-T.
That's right. Bender on the far side sees something he likes as he waves to himself as he goes out deep on the far side of the field, but the handoff goes to Tamaska. It's going to be really close, but it looks like he's short.
Tamaska, the ball carrier.
Do we get a hard count here, or do we get a punt?
No, definitely no chance the punting team comes in.
4th and 1.
This would be the riskier play of the night as they're on their own 35.
Uh-oh, here comes the hard count.
Well, they get him with the hard count. And he's saying, do we run the same thing? That's what usually spinning your hands around means. So they do snap it, and Tamaska will have the first.
He's a shoelace away from breaking one for about 66.
Well, 2 things almost happened there. He almost got stuffed in the backfield, and he almost broke a 65-yard touchdown. So Summit sold out there to stop the run, which can bring up a big play. But in any regard, Tamaska gets about 5 on the play. 1st and 10 on the 40. Farr checks back in. Back to 3 wide, single back set. Sylvester still in the game. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Smotherman in motion. Fakes the jet motion to Smotherman. Tamaska still just having a hard time tonight. Gets another yard on the play. Summit's done a great job, for the most part, to bottle up Nolensville's run game.
Well, now that you have the starting quarterback kind of out of the game, you really kind of can sell out on the run and kind of play man-to-man on the outside.
2nd and 9. Smotherman in motion. Fakes the handoff.
Uh-oh, we got a shot here.
It's going deep to Farr. Downfield, has the ball. Caught at the 30. Where did Caleb Farr come from?
Milk carton.
Milk carton to MVP of this game up to the first half. That's his 4th catch of the night. Caleb Farr, big time downfield.
Give credit where credit is due. 1 to Caleb Farr. But secondly to the offensive line for giving Sylvester time to throw when a young quarterback's in the game. Sometimes you get a little happy feet.
When we say milk carton, Farr actually has, I think, 5 touchdowns on the season, but it's off of 6 catches.
Well, he's Mr. Friday Night.
Knights families, we encourage you to join the PTSO and invest in your night.
So timeout here is the Knights. Hold on, kind of double check, make sure everything is up to snuff here as we're going to check the
by local realtor and football mom Sarah Gooch. Roster lanyards are available at the booth near the gate, or you can access a digital version online at thesarahgoochteam.com.
See if we can find some updated scores from around the county.
The QR code available at the booth. Make sure you check out the concession stand
well,
and support your
just like that, Oakland takes the lead over Ravenwood.
I think you just gave us, it was 12-0, 7 seconds
now
ago.
It's 13-12 with 6:30 left in the second quarter. It's a heavyweight fight up at Ravenwood tonight.
Thank you to watch
2:51 here to go.
7-0 Brentwood at the end of the first quarter over Independence.
So here we go, 2:51. Ball on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Sylvester looks.
Uh-oh.
It's going deep up top for Smotherman through both his and the defender's hands. That was what we call a 50-50 ball right there.
And Kason Waters, 23, he really was batting it down, it seemed like. He didn't really try to attempt to make an interception. I feel like he maybe could have got his hands on it.
Well, and I think he was thinking the defender was going to tip it because he was in position to make the catch. It just went right through his hands. In any respect, it would have been a big play, whoever came up with it. But
well defended.
Falls to the ground. Sylvester, 3 wide. Tamaska in the backfield. Karana switches from the left to right. Handoff goes to Tamaska.
Gain of 1.
I think he what's funny is they actually had a hole, but I think he was expecting to get hit because he went through kind of gingerly and got a yard out of it when he probably could have got 4 or 5. So 3rd and about 9 from the 29. Just under 2.5 to play here in the Nolensville night sky. Your WCTV Game of the Week. Nolensville Knights hosting the Summit Spartans. Sylvester has 3 wide with a tight on his right. Tamaska comes in motion, gets the handoff, cuts it back. He's going to be corralled at about the 23-yard line. Again, we're going to have another 4th and short.
Yeah, big decision here by Coach Derrick.
Well, and they are in field goal range here, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you got to at least give them the hard count here.
4th and 4.
They got 2 timeouts left with 1.5 minutes. I'd say go ahead and hard count it up here.
Going with a little jumbo package here. A couple of receivers getting taken out and some.
When you see 30s come out for 60s, you know that.
Timeout. Nolensville.
And there's the timeout.
That's their 2nd timeout of the half.
Waited a while there to call a timeout. Probably burned about 20 seconds off the clock.
Nolensville Realtor for her new platinum sponsorship this year. Heather will donate $500 to the Nolensville Band if she sells your home and you mention the Nolensville Band. Call Heather Legg, Nolensville Realtor, for all of your real estate needs. The band would also like to thank Canadian sponsor Outlanders Southern Chicken.
Well, at the end of the first quarter, Page leads Centennial 14-0. The one thing about the Page Patriots is, doesn't matter who they graduate, they always just seem to reload. And Coach Rathbone has always got him on that edge of heading back deep into the state playoff run.
Well, and Page, too, earlier in the year had 2 of their 3-star prospects injured. And so they are healthy at what we would say the right time. And you can see the scoring differential now that they have their 2 big guns back is significant. Smotherman goes in motion. It's a direct snap again to Tamaska. Gets to the outside. Has a stiff arm. Has another stiff arm. Thank you. Touchdown Tamaska after 2 stiff arms on the night. How about that? That'll help the average out, Coach.
Absolutely.
No flags on the play.
24 yards.
Touchdown will stand. Tamaska has about 60 yards on 40 carries for the first half. Extra point attempt here to push the lead to 8. Snap is back. Kick is up. Kick is good. They did that so fast, Coach. I was going to say, should they go for 2 here to push the lead to 9? But they decide 8 is enough.
You know what the card says? Here comes Tamaska. This is almost the same play, right? The Wildcat formation, and nobody really covered the edge. And once he got outside, we'll see the 1 stiff arm right there. Thank you very much. My name is Derrick Henry. How about a second one for you? And here comes Tamaska, going to just outrun.
Well, and credit number 11, Jackson Bandy there, for sealing off the edge and keeping defenders away. But I got to say, Coach, that was all Zion Tamaska. He hit the side, and it was not untouched. He had to use the old stiff arm to maintain that outside position. But once he broke the edge, we knew that was going to be 6.
Well, can Summit, not a high explosive offense, right? They got a minute and 18. They need a big return if this kick stays out of the end zone. They got 3 guys deep, to be honest with you.
Well, and you got to go back to the penalty on the drive when they had 3rd and 3 and it pushed it to 3rd and 8. They don't convert, they punt, and Nolensville comes back and scores. And Nolensville will get the ball to start the second half. Even better field position last time as they pooch kick again, and the ball's out at the 29. And so minute 15 does not fit this offensive philosophy of Summit. So we'll see if they are content to go into the locker room down only 8 or if they try to open it up and get a little greedy here.
Well, they cannot make a turnover here. Making a mistake could make this a 2-score game quickly.
Well, that's right. They don't want to get out of character here to try to even it up. And it looks like they're not going to. They're going to hand it off there. That's going to be number 1 on the carry.
Sam Sloan.
Sam Sloan.
Gain of 4 yards on the play. Tackled by a host of Knights. 2nd down.
Well, I think Coach Coleman is pretty much going to try to run this out, head to the locker room, only down 1 score.
Right. Well, and when you play this style of offense, Coach, down 1 score is not alarming. That means you're still in the game. When it's 2 or 3, then you get uncomfortable. So I'm sure facing this offense, he would definitely take.
And a sack.
Carano there, the tight end on offense, moonlights also as a defensive end linebacker, and he gets the sack there.
Would have been interesting to see if Coach Derrick would have called a timeout right there with 1 left. Maybe if they get a stop, well, they can actually just milk it for the rest of the.
That's right. They got 20 on the game clock, 25 on the play clock. They're already walking to the sideline. I think that this is going well.
What's going on?
You never know. So here we go. 8-7 on the game clock. We'll see if they take a shot deep here. They do snap it. He's looking actually deep. Hits a man over the middle. That was probably the best possible outcome there as the ball gets caught but tackled at the 50. It is halftime here at your WCTV Game of the Week. The host Knights up 14-6 over the visiting Spartans. I'm Doug Capella, Paul Breece, my co-host here. We'll be back in 20, folks. Yeah.
with Northwestern Mutual.
I said, Dan, why are you wearing shorts? It's freezing out. And he goes, well, I'm only ever outside for like 2 minutes. I always am in.
As we start the second half, Nolensville leads the game 14-6. Summit will be kicking off.
Here we are. We're back. Second half action. Summit kicks it deep into the night. It's going to be in play. Tamaska takes it at the 5 to the 20, and he'll be down at about the 25, marking it at the 26-yard line.
Well, if we got a recap right here, if you're just joining us, Summit received the opening kickoff, went straight down the field, basically scored a touchdown, missed the 2-point conversion, which they did attempt on their own accord. And then Nolensville answered back 2 touchdowns without their starting quarterback, Ty Collins.
That's right. He went down earlier in the first half. Looks to be okay walking around over here on the sidelines, just maybe not 100%. And Aaron Sylvester, the backup sophomore, came in and looked good. Hit on a couple routes. Tamaska on the ground for both touchdowns, 2 long runs, one of about 38 and one of about 26. Got a Summit player down currently, and there's a flag on the play. It was a holding call on the Knights. So that's going to back them up to about the 15-yard line, it looks like. And so what we said in the first half, Coach, turnovers and penalties would be the undoing. And Summit, the first drive was textbook, right? 4 or 5 yards at a time, methodical. They scored and left about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. That was textbook as far as what they want to accomplish. But then the Knights score on their opening drive, and then a penalty on Summit in their second drive puts them in a 3rd and long. They don't convert. Nolensville scores, and that brings us to where we're at right now at 14-6. The Knights offense takes the field again, looking to see who is at quarterback, and it does look like Sylvester, number 3, is in at quarterback, so he will continue his play, and he's done well so far, the young sophomore. Got an official time here.
Well, what may have been the fastest WCTV first half we've had.
The official's telling the receiver he's got to come off the field.
Oh, wow.
Apparently he was improperly dressed in uniform. Something he didn't like, whether it be wristbands or something. Sylvester has 5 wide. Takes the snap, looks quick out to Tamaska, who catches the pass in the flat. Flag on the play. It's going to be probably another hold here.
Tackled by Hall. Flag on the play.
It is. It's going to be a hold against the Knights, so that's going to back them up even further depending on where the hold took place. So that play, they're just now trying to get Tamaska in space here. You saw, if we remember, Paul, the first half he was getting 1 or 2 yards a carry. He had a couple big runs, but for the most part, they've bottled the run up pretty well. And so there they rolled Tamaska out into the flat there, and they get him in space. And they got some pretty decent yardage, but all for naught as it was a hold, and they're going to be right back to where they were, 1st and 10 on about the 16-yard line.
Same play.
Same play, only this time to Caleb Farr. Caleb Farr is going to get about, he's not going to go far on that one. He's going to get about 5.
Caleb Farr, gain of 4 yards on the play. Tackled by Pierce. 2nd down.
So Nolensville kind of opening up here with 2 straight passes. Kind of an interesting thing, but trying to get Sylvester, I guess, gain some confidence.
Well, and they're thrown to the near side of the field here. The left side or the far side of the field is wide open, and they're not attacking it.
Uh-oh.
Again, he's looking. He's going deep, way overthrown, and that's going to be intercepted. Number 31 on the play for the Spartans. That's going to be Michael Crutcher, sophomore, picks off, and that's just a bad throw there. evident of a young player coming in, looking for something. Nothing was open. He just throws it up deep into double coverage, and it gets picked by Summit.
Well, if you've been watching, they ran the same play twice in a row to set that play up. They faked it out to the quick screen that time and tried to go up top. Summit did a nice job. Crutcher, Johnny on the spot just right there. And you talked about an unfortunate pass as the workhorse right here. That's Sam Sloan going to take the carry.
Sloan gets about 3 yards on the play, which in this offense he'll take because 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. I think that was 4 threes in there. And that's a first down every time. And so Summit has been able to operate at 3rd and short for most of the night. They had the one exception where it was 3rd and long and they did not convert. And so here again, it's going to be 3rd and about 2 or 3. They're blocking everybody, including cornerbacks that are 17 yards away from the play here with linemen. So 3rd and about 3. Last time the Spartans were at 3rd and 3, there was a false start penalty, and that's what set in motion the Knights' lead. So we'll see if they can convert here. For the most part, they've been able to convert these short distances all night. This one is going to be
close.
It looks like the official moved it up just a little bit. That's going to probably be a first down. And it is. They moved the chains. So, again, another 3rd and short conversion. I would imagine, Coach, they probably would have went for that on 4th down anyway.
Yeah.
So here we are. They're driving. Summit is in business on the 35-yard line.
Identical start to the game when Summit had the ball and just drove it down Nolensville's throat.
Well, the only difference here is Summit is not in their wing formation. They're coming out of the shotgun to, I guess, create space here. And so here you have about a 6-yard carry.
Sam Sloan right there, the running back for Summit, kind of reminds me of the way Centennial uses Dominic Reed, the powerful running back for Centennial. I mean, they just basically hand it to Sam Sloan and say, hey, do your best.
That's right. And you got about 5 there. So 2nd and 5. Again, you're thinking this is 4-down territory for Summit, being down 8. It's probably going to be a designed run here, and it is. So McElhaney keeps, and he's going to be brought down after, again, about a gain of 3. It's going to be 3rd, and you guessed it, Coach, about 2.
Will it be interesting to see. Sloan was actually out that play. Let's see if he trots back in on 3rd and short.
Well, I'm going to say there's probably 2 things. It's either going to be design quarterback run or some kind of counter trap play. Well, scratch that because they just sent their other back in motion. So here you have 3rd and short. I'm going to guess going to the right because it is stacked that way. Quick pass, and it is batted by number 50 there for Nolensville. That's going to be Brennan Rexroad. Bats the ball. Coach, that had a first down written all over it. So Summit uncharacteristically throws for it on 3rd down. Coach, I can't say I like the play call there because they took their only back and motioned them out. So then you're either selling out on the run, and if the run don't move, you can't really freeze the linebackers there. And so Rexroad was there to make a play.
Well, Sloan back in the game at running back. Very tight formation on the offensive line.
It's a design keeper, and he's going to be bottled up. They don't get it. The Knights say no, sir, and they close the door. So, again, you got to wonder on that 3rd and short why they throw the ball there when their conversion rate there has got to be 95% on the night. The only time they don't convert there is when they get the penalty. And, again, just a couple head scratchers tonight for Summit, and that was one of them there. So the Knights will take over on down at about the 27-yard line on their own side of the field. Sylvester in, 2 backs this time in the backfield. I would imagine Smotherman there might be the beneficiary of the pitch. There he goes. Smotherman's going to be hit for a loss of about 2.
Smotherman, the ball carrier.
And again, they run that to the short side of the field, Coach. I don't know why that is. You know, to me, it's just common sense. There's more room on one side than the other, especially if you're trying to get to the perimeter. Why you would run that to the short side of the field? Now, I'm not wearing the headset down there. I'm wearing the headset up here, so it's a lot easier.
Well, they may have heard you because they swapped the
receivers. That's right. I don't know that Coach is listening to me up here. I wouldn't if I were him. Sylvester sends Tamaska in motion, and there we go.
Wide side.
Runs to the wide side of the field. Tamaska horse collar tackle there.
Oh!
Not sure how you don't throw a flag there.
There was definitely no flag.
No gain on the play. Tackled by Crutcher.
That's why you run to your side of the field. Because they were not going to call it on Summit's side.
Well, and that was clearly he had him by, at least from where I'm standing, they had him by the back there of the collar of the uniform, which is a no-no. But no flag there anyway. 3rd and 11, which for Nolensville is in convertible range. They don't have to get too far outside of the first couple pages of the playbook here. Sylvester takes the snap. He's looking downfield, throws it to Carano.
Almost.
Pass broken up by number 4 there for the Summit Spartans. That's going to be Cooper Hall.
Yeah, that was almost picked off. And that's a young quarterback right there.
Well, and Hall read the play pretty well. He followed Carano, not right on his shoulder, but followed him close enough, and he was there to break it up. And so far, halfway through the quarter, Coach, much ado about nothing here. We had an early interception, a stalled drive, and now another stalled drive here by Nolensville as they're going to punt. Snaps back, punts up, end over end.
If you get a good bounce, he may can pick it up.
He picks it up. Maybe not the smartest choice, but he does get about 2 or 3 yards out of it. And Summit is going to benefit from pretty decent field position here, starting at their own 48-yard line.
Summit takes over 1st and 10.
Well, if you're interested in knowing how Ravenwood started against Oakland tonight, it was 12-0 Ravenwood. Oakland has answered back with 28 straight unanswered.
As Oakland does.
At 28-12. That was at halftime. They're about to start the 3rd quarter.
Summit here, 2 wide, single back set. There's the handoff to big number 1. Falls forward for about 3.
The ball carrier. Gain of 3 yards on the play.
So Sloan's been the guy tonight for short, well, really for any yardage situations. They're going to run them on 1st, 2nd, sometimes 3rd down. Pretty relatively small gain on 1st down, 2nd and about 8. Sloan stays out. And by out, he's actually out wide this time. 3 wide set. McElhaney has motion. Hands it off to the motion back. Looking for room on the outside. He's going to get 1 or 2 yards. There's going to be a hold here on the perimeter. Flag comes in. Easy call. That's going to back him up, and that's not going to be favorable to the Summit offense.
No, you're exactly right. For what could have been a 2nd or 3rd.
3rd down.
And short is now going to be 2nd and 13.
A little out of the playbook here for Summit.
Flag on the play.
So we're going to have 2nd and about 17, it looks like, for Summit. And I think what they do on 2nd down is going to determine what their plan is for this drive. And so if they can get – well, it's hard to say what you think they're going to do here.
I'd love to see them keep it on the ground, see if they get a big chunk here.
That's right. My guess is they're going to have to get somewhere close to 7 or 8 yards on this 1st down to have any realistic chance of a first. So they go 4 wide here, which tells me it's probably designed run by McElhaney. No, he goes back, scans the field, has somebody in his face, throws it across his body to a wide open check down.
Oh, he's going to look for a block.
So, well, They didn't have to go too far into the playbook there. So McElhaney rolls away, draws the defense away from 13, who's just sitting there. So somebody did not stay home.
Yeah, it was a design screen. Unfortunately, we got bottled up. He got to come away from that. Very fortunate to find McElhaney.
I don't know how you don't have an illegal man downfield on that play.
Well, that is exactly what the Nolensville, because I guess they were thinking if the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, it's okay. I think he caught it maybe fairly close to the line of scrimmage.
So they go back to the bread and butter here, handoff to number 1, who's rumbling and bumbling, and he's going to have a first down.
Sloan.
So Sloan up in the average there, gets about 11 on the carry. And, Coach.
Nothing special right there.
Probably the play of the game right there, the play prior to that for Nolensville, that screen. And, again, I don't know how you don't have an illegal man downfield, but we're getting older up here, and our vision's not as good.
Well,
1st and 10 on the 15 for Summit, who is in business here, trying to make this a ball game, only down by 8 points. There's the motion. Designed run to McElhaney. McElhaney's going to get close to 6 on the play.
Gain of 5 yards on the play.
And so, again, it's what I mentioned before. When you get down to the goal line here, the field gets smaller because you don't have to sit back and play deep. You can put your heels a little bit closer, and it closes the run lanes down. So we'll see if this bend but don't break defense here for the Knights bends or breaks. Here comes a snap to McElhaney. Hands it off. 4 is going to be met at the line of scrimmage there, maybe a yard. And so here we are again, 3rd and short after about a gain of, we'll call it 2 feet, not a whole yard. 3rd and about a pretty long 3 here. You got to think, though, Coach, this is 2-down territory. Well, they could opt to kick the field goal and make it a 1-score game.
It's not either way. A field goal does you no good because you still need a touchdown to take the lead. So this is your opportunity to get this deep. You got to go for it if you go into 2.
Crowd's getting a little loud. Stacked to the right side of the line of scrimmage. We'll see if that's where they go. They do. Designed run by McElhaney, and he is going to have a first down there.
Yep.
So now we're talking 1st and goal from the 5.
Gain of 5 yards on the play.
Well, and surprisingly for the Knights getting the opening kickoff, they have played a lot of defense in this quarter.
Absolutely. They did it in the first quarter and now in the 3rd.
So the defense looks to be wearing down a little bit. A lot of hands on the hips out there.
And that O-line has been TCB taking care of business.
That's right. So that's not a good sign when the defense looks weary here and they got 5 yards to hold ground. Here's that tight wing formation that Summit will go to. There's the man in motion. That's going to be a false timeout.
Very good timeout to avoid that timeout.
Yeah, it looks like about 7 people moved there and then the whistle. So 1:36 remains here in the 3rd quarter. And, Coach, I got to think that timeout actually benefits the Knights. The defense was on their heels, gassed, and Summit calls a timeout and gives that defense a chance to figure out what they're doing.
Speaking about what you're doing, how about the Page Patriots leading the Centennial Cougars 21-6? So if you're a Nolensville fan, I don't know who you're cheering for, but I think if you're like Centennial Nolensville lost to Centennial earlier. Is that correct? And
That's
they
correct.
still have to play Page next week.
That is correct. You got to wonder when Page will move up in classification with an enrollment of about 17,000 students.
Yeah. You're exactly right. Well, they got one more year.
The handoff, he's met in the backfield. Huge loss. 32 on the tackle. That's going to be Trey McTorrey. Huge loss there for the Summit Spartans. Coach, that's what the doctor ordered right there for this Knights defense.
Absolutely. Put the Summit Spartans offense in an uncomfortable play calling situation. Now they got 10 if they need to tie this game up.
Well, and again, going back to that timeout, they had them on their heels. First and goal from the 5. Now it's second and goal from the 11. And this Knights defense looks refreshed. There's the handoff to number 1, Sloan, and he's going to be tackled after a game. Ball's on the ground.
Ball's loose. Oh, they're going to call him down already.
That was a quick whistle.
Oh, and a late flag. And that's going to be huge if it's on the Knights.
If that's any of the personal foul variety or unsportsmanlike, that's going to be a first down.
I'll check. We'll check together with the white hat. And I think with the body language, Nolensville definitely.
I think number 2 may have had some coarse words for the official. And there's the unsportsmanlike on Nolensville.
Personal foul against the Knights.
Not a clarification of what the call was, but personal foul. So ball is on the 10. Correction, ball is on the 5, and it is not an automatic first down.
Well, it's going to be half the distance.
So third and goal from the 5, which is where they originally started. Designed run by McElhaney. He is going to be brought down at about the 2 or 3.
McElhaney, the ball carrier.
Well, here's the good news if you're a Spartan fan. You're going to get extra time right here as we're coming to the end of the third quarter to talk about it.
Makes it 4th and goal from the 3.
So 4th and goal from the 3, and they're all going to have to take the walk to the other side of the field.
97 yards.
The 97-yard walk.
Or?
Well, they're not going to get this off in 1 second, so there's the clock already.
Yeah.
So fourth quarter action here. Summit making it a ball game, 14-6. So far, the story of the game, it's got to be the pick by Sylvester and the starter for Nolensville, Ty Collins, the quarterback, sidelined in the first quarter with an undisclosed injury. Well, and here's the thing, too. With it being 4th and goal, if Summit does not convert here, Nolensville is going to start their drive with their heels in the end zone.
Well, when you have a sophomore quarterback, sometimes that's not a good. That's a bad recipe.
Not great. Although Sylvester, I will say, aside from the 1 interception, has looked fairly sound at that position. So far, the story of the game, a few mental mistakes, an interception by Nolensville, a false start on Summit that backed them up, and then you just had the unsportsmanlike that turned a 2nd and 11 into what's now a 4th and about 2 or 3.
Hey, fans, I don't know if any of them are at the game tonight, but a special shout-out to our Nolensville volleyball team who marched through the postseason with 8 consecutive wins and played in the championship match this evening.
Well, and again, the change in quarter and the timeout gives that Nolensville defense a much-needed reprieve. A chance to catch their breath, get a quick swig of water, and get back out onto the field.
Summit having a hard time trying to locate the ball.
I'm not sure why Summit decides to huddle up 47 yards away from the football there. I'd be out of breath just getting down into my formation here.
Huge play, right, Doug?
That is correct. 4th and 3. It's going to be a handoff there to Sloan. He's going to not get it. Tackled at the 2-yard line. No laundry on the field. And again, the Knights defense holds strong.
Bend but don't break, right?
Bend but don't break. It's a little harder to run when all your linebackers are up in space.
1st and 10 at the 9-yard line.
A very interesting call right there just to go head on when you're outside about the 4-yard line.
Well, it just goes back to, Sloan is good when your linebackers are 5 and 6 yards off the ball and your safeties are 10 yards off the ball. But when you're on the 3-yard line, they're not. And so
Yeah, and so I was about to say, just interesting. There's no like misdirection right there to kind
that's
of
right.
get some people out of their area and their element.
Well, and so here you have Sylvester takes the snap in the end zone, hands it off. Tamaska met immediately, which has been kind of the theme all night. He's not had a lot of space, and the yard marker guy barely has to slide at all, really. He's got about a half a yard on the play. But really, that's what you kind of got to do in this space, right? Your quarterback has his feet 3 yards in the end zone when he takes the snap. So you got to kind of try to get out of that area. Tamaska in the backfield again. Takes a snap. Repeat to Tamaska, he's got room. Tamaska can take the ball 97 yards, but there he opts to take it for 13.
12 yards on the play.
Well, it's better than -3.
Well, more importantly, it gets the Knights out of their own end zone.
First down for the Knights.
So from the 3-yard line to the 17, the Knights can breathe a little bit easier here. And Sylvester doesn't feel like he has to force anything on a 3rd down, which is huge for the young quarterback. Hands off to Tamaska. Tamaska has the perimeter. Good block by
Oh!
Big hit out of bounds. They're going to call a hold on. There's another penalty flag. And, Coach, I got to say right now, the hold they're going to call on Landon Smotherman is complete and atrocious garbage. As we were watching the play unfold here, he sealed off the man, and the ref threw the flag, and I was like, oh, man, that's not a great call right there. Coach Derek out on the field saying, can I hand you some glasses, sir?
Definitely maybe a dangerous tackle right there on so close to the sideline. Almost targeting-esque.
Well, and you're going to have 2 penalties here. You're going to have the hold or the block in the back they're going to call over here, and then you're going to have some type of personal foul over here because one of the Summit players was mouthing to the official. Not sure why that happened, but they're sorting things out.
Here we go. We're going to check it right here. Looks like he's kind of giving himself up. Nope, he's still in play. He was still legal to be tackled, so it's just one of those hard shots on your home side, right, where you're going to get a little more animated, and the coaches are right there on top of the referees.
Well, and they're backing Nolensville up, so I'm not sure what the 2 flags were.
Well, it may be also unsportsmanlike, or maybe a sideline warning. I don't know. So there's your holding that you mentioned. And now we have, after the play, unsportsmanlike on Nolensville. So we got offsetting unsportsmanlike. So disregard that part. Just take the 10 yards from the hold.
Holding was called against Nolensville.
Well, and that holding call on this guy here was, if you're going to call anything, call a block in the back, but it wasn't even that. Not a good call. And the home crowd tends to agree with me on that one. As the chants of affirmation come from the sidelines. So not sure where our down and distance folks are on the sideline over there. They've got a first down, but only 5 yards to go based on the chain gang.
So here we go. I'm sure.
Anytime you have a penalty like this, you got to sort out what's the clock, what's the down and distance.
Well, and they got to. It's only right that they go tell Coach Coleman what happened.
Well, but what they're allowing the Spartans to do is substitute right now, as they've walked players on and off the field while they sort this out.
The question is, Tamaska, right? He was the. Was he the?
Tamaska was the ball carrier.
Yeah. Is he still in the game? I don't see him.
I do not. I see Smotherman. I see number 2 has checked in on offense. That's going to be R.J. Mays. So I think Tamaska is on the sideline.
So we had a good flow here of the football game, and now it's kind of
Still kind of waiting to get things sorted out.
yeah. Big weekend of college football, right?
I mean, I hear there's Tennessee's playing somebody. I don't know who.
Third Saturday in October. Not a big deal. I guess, if Alabama wins, they can't tear down the goalpost and throw it into a river. Maybe a creek. I don't know. Is there one in Tuscaloosa?
All right, and so here we go. Back in action, 1st and 10 from about the 24.
Uh-oh, throwback, tip.
Oh, the ball is tipped, but it's just an incomplete pass.
Sylvester's pass incomplete.
That was dangerous as it
Very
got tapped
dangerous.
into the air, and there was a Summit defender there. That would have
Yeah.
been huge for the Summit defense.
It's a good play call, in my opinion. Just, again, it was going to be an easy throw. They caught him off guard on some screens already once, and that was going to be another one. So
That's right. Their DN got his big mid up and was able to get the hand on the ball there, and, again, putting it in the air. I mean, Summit is by no way out of this
No,
game.
absolutely
8
not.
points to 1 score down. Tamaska goes in motion. The throw is to
There's an
Tamaska on the inside.
Oh, my.
And he ran right to the only defender on the field.
Only defender. You're exactly right, Doug.
Complete to Tamaska. Gain of 2 yards on the play.
So 3rd and about 9.
So the screen game for
Tackled by King.
Nolensville is,
3rd down.
I applaud them trying to keep Summit. But when you have your receiver run right to the defender.
Yeah, Paul, I do not exaggerate. There was one defender,
Yeah.
and he ran right at him. So here we go. 4 wide on the drive. Single back set with Tamaska. Bender comes in motion.
Plenty of time.
Rolling, scans the field and smartly throws it away. Good play, good smart play by the sophomore quarterback there. Didn't see anything he liked. And, hey, let's punt the ball and not turn the ball over here. So good smart play by the young man. Summit's punt last time was not what I would call a boomer.
7 on the punt.
It was a line drive end over end. And so Summit's going to play this one up, but I will say that the Summit punter generally can get it up and out of there. And so here's a high wobbler. It's going to take a friendly Nolensville bounce. And the ball will be down at about the 43. Summit special teams coach has got to be pulling his hair out because that ball bounced right in front of the Summit receiver who was encased by about 6 Knights. I think they were all hoping that it would brush his jersey or his leg.
You know, back in the day, when you used to call for a fair catch, you couldn't be within like a halo, right? They call it the halo.
Now they can be right next to you. They just can't touch you.
You could put a piece of paper in between you.
Summit's going to open it up here with 3 wide, which means nothing in the world of Summit offensive passing. And just like that, they hand it off to Sloan. Sloan's going to get tackled and fall forward.
Again, you made your point. Nolensville D couldn't, go 10 in the box right there. So Sloan got 5 yards, and you've told us about math all night, 5 plus 5, first down.
And, Coach, I'm not great at math, but I will tell you that 3 plays of 3.334 yards will be greater than 10.
The cool temperatures bring out some different critters. We've had some flying.
Coach, there was a bug up here that was bigger than my first car.
We got some flying beetles, bats. I don't know what's going on. They're taking some dives at us.
Interesting nightlife up here.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some cramping going on right now. Player on the field for Summit. Getting stretched out. Well, this is probably not the game that Nolensville expected it would be. Although, Coach, I got to be honest, I called a Summit game earlier in the year, and it was Centennial, and they got beat 42-0. But Summit has gotten progressively better as the year has gone on. So as I arrived early, my wife looked at me and she said, "Is this going to be a good game?" And I said, "It'll be better than most people think." And it's exactly how this night has played out. I figured Nolensville might be a 2-touchdown better, 2 or 3 touchdown as the night would go on, but a few calls gone the other way, and here we are, 9:15 left in this fourth quarter, and it is 14-6. Knights hold on, and there has been no scoring here in the second half.
No, not at all.
More penalties than points. So that's Sloan that was down on the field, and he's up, walking off on his own power, but definitely cramping, as you can see. And so Knights come back out onto the field. It's 2nd and 5 on the Summit 48. You got to think that it's going to be run, followed by run here, barring any turnovers or penalties. And so just like that, there's another run, and the ball carrier falls, and the ball's out.
Call the ball carrier.
Again, that was called dead. Tend to agree with that one. The ball looked like it was coming out, but he was down.
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
So 3rd and 8. And, Coach, the last time they were in 3rd and long, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? They come back with the screen and get about 25 yards.
Yeah. We'll see. And, again, with Sloan out, the main focal point of the running game, who do they turn to? McElhaney, the quarterback, would be the second option. We'll see if he gets a opportunity to throw it down the field.
3rd and about 7. McElhaney's going to roll out. He's looking downfield, well covered, and the ball just goes out of bounds.
Yeah. You know, when you cut the field in half by rolling one direction, it makes it tough for any quarterback to make a pass, even at the high school level. So 4th and 7, 8:19. I mean, if you're Coach Coleman, you're trying to win this game. You do kind of play the field position, right? I'm unless we have a penalty on the field.
Well, I don't see any flags,
Well,
but they are discussing there in the
something.
middle.
Uh-oh, here we go. After the play, unsportsmanlike, Nolensville. Unsportsmanlike, personal foul, Summit. So guess what?
They're going to replay the down.
No, the play stands.
Play stands.
Because it was after the play.
That's right.
Now, the white hat gets to tell Coach Derek, guys, we're just trying to get out of here with 8:19 left, guys.
Breece on the punt for the Spartans. Smotherman beat to receive for the Knights.
All right, so punter is out.
No, we're not going anywhere. The head official is still talking to Coach down here at the bottom of the screen.
Well, and I didn't see anything after the play, Coach, so I'm not sure what exactly happened, but I'm guessing there's a lot of talking on the field that's going on.
Yeah. You know, if you're Nolensville and you're 7-1, they should be okay. They don't need to be chirping.
Well, and so with the punt, barring any fake punts or anything like that, you got to think Summit is running out of opportunities just based off of the way their offense runs, because they got 8 minutes left. Generally, a drive like this is going to take them 6 or 7 minutes to score from any length of field.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. High snap. Punter is down, and he's going to be tackled. Coach, that's the worst-case scenario right there.
And I believe that's your guy, number 40.
Carano. So high snap over the punter's head.
You could have named all the scenarios. That's the worst one.
That's right. I mean, aside from a punt return for a touchdown or a score on that play.
That's right.
Just a dagger to Summit right now as Nolensville is going to take over on Summit's 20-yard line. Summit's got to tighten the old belt on the defense here and keep them out of the end zone, because the score here, 2 scores behind, that's a death sentence for the Summit offense.
Even a field goal. So I'm sure that Tamaska right here.
Well, Tamaska's within his scoring range of 25 yards, but.
And there it is.
Well, and so Tamaska gets slammed to the turf, gets a little extra, and flags come pouring in, and Nolensville, to their credit, keeps composure.
Yeah, sure did.
Derek said, let me tell you something, guys. I will run you to Walmart if you get another penalty. And so that's going to be half the distance, so that's going to put them at about the 10-yard line.
You know, I thought you were going to say Martin's Barbecue, but that's okay.
I may run to Martin's Barbecue, as a matter of fact.
Well, originally, the way the first half went, I thought we were going to make it.
Well, and so 1st and goal from the 10. Can't get a first down here. The handoff is to Tamaska, who's got the only 2 touchdowns on the night. He's going to split the difference there and get it to about the 5.
Tamaska, the ball carrier, gain of 3 yards on the play.
So when you say, okay, Nolensville runs a high passing percentage offense, lots of throws, and then if they score 21 points, you'd think, oh, okay, yeah, 3 catches. No, they would probably be all 3 on the ground. And if I said, hey, Coach, there's going to be 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, what team would have them?
That's right.
You would think that would be the Spartans. Sylvester keeps the football to the surprise of no one. And Summit closes the perimeter there. And Sylvester runs out of room, but keeps the ball in his hand. So 7:15 here.
3rd and goal.
3rd and goal. You know the Knights would like to punch it in the end zone here, but would take a field goal. So they line up in a heavy run formation. Smotherman goes in motion. The handoff is to Tamaska, and he's going to be taken down for about a loss of 5 on the play.
That's going to make it a little more difficult now for the field goal.
It's going to make it a longer field goal for sure.
Brings up 4th and goal for the Knights.
4th and goal from the 15. So after 3 run plays, they're actually 5 yards further behind than the line of scrimmage than they started.
That's right. So now going to be a possible 32-yard field goal attempt. I think Coach Derrick is going to wind this down and call a timeout and discuss his options with his coaching staff.
Well, that'll put us right at about 6.5 minutes. And so if my statement holds true with them needing about 6 minutes to score a touchdown, 11 points puts this game out of reach if they make the field goal. And so there's part 1 of your prediction. There's the timeout. And we'll see. I would tend to agree, Coach. I think that they are going to go for 3 here.
The Nolensville band would like to thank our local Nolensville Ace Hardware and Matt Guthrie for their support and generous donations for the band's American Flag program.
So Summit has played some close games. Summit played Franklin close. Summit played Page close, which is the nature of the offense they run, is to keep it close.
And Dr. Jeff Kusikovich is your team physician. Visit us at boneandjointtn.org.
Well, over at Ravenwood High School, Oakland Patriots now lead 35-12.
And a reminder, this Sunday at 4
in the fourth quarter,
Harlem Legends will be in our gym.
Brentwood Bruins lead the Independence Eagles 21-0.
Proceeds will benefit our basketball programs. That's this Sunday at 4 o'clock.
I think the temperatures dropped 25 degrees from the start of the game until now. May have an effect on the field goal try here, which the Nolensville Knights line up. It's going to be about a 30-yarder. Snap is back. Kick is up.
And
kick is good.
Yep.
Good-looking kick there, and that's going to push the lead 17-6, leaving about 6.5 minutes. And so Summit is going to have to alter their game plan just a bit.
So if you've never joined seen a Nolensville night football game live, you shoot fireworks off after every score. They were probably ready and stored up. They probably had a lot of fireworks ready to go. So, not fireworks guy's been sitting in his, in his lawn chair back there in the baseball field over there. He's like, hey, give me the signal.
Well, 17-6 is probably not the score that people outside of this area would think this would be. But like we said, Summit has gotten progressively better as the year has gone on. They're more, when you have the Wade brothers like you've had and you've had the talent come through, this year they've just had to create a different style of play to compete, and they've gotten better. And, again, their style of offense will keep games closer. Well, in Nolensville, again, Ty Collins goes out in the first quarter. But to the defensive credit to the Knights, they haven't given up any points after that first drive of the game.
No, you're exactly right. It's been pretty much businesslike, and the pooch kick's
caught at about the 25. Looking for room outside, and he's going to be tackled at the 25. So he tries to get a little move to the outside to find a crease, not much there. And so, Coach, I think they heard my critique of their special teams, because after that opening kickoff where he brought it back to about the 45, the starting field position has now been closer to the 25.
Yeah, they heard you.
Sure, Coach Derek has us tapped in down there to hear what we have to say. All right, so here we go. Summit with an all-important drive. Let's see what they do if they get away from their game plan of just pound and pound. And they do. McElhaney looking wide.
Oh, wide open.
First play, wide open over the middle.
Uh-oh.
And he's going to go all the way. One play, touchdown. How about that, Coach?
Wow. Put that in the playbook. McElhaney to number
13.
That's going to be Dylan Pierce, 69 yards. I had to stand up on that one.
Which means it was huge, listening audience.
That's
for
right.
Coach Breece to take the glasses off and stand up.
Wow.
It was a big play. And so that big play followed up by this big play, because remember, they did not convert on the two-point conversion, and they're currently down by 5. And so they will need this two-point conversion to pull within a field goal. So there's the handoff. Sloan gets it, and Sloan is going to be in. And so now 17-14, the Spartans will not go quietly into the Nolensville night.
Guess what?
Flag on the play. Must have been after, though, because everybody is walking off.
Now, this could be a huge play. If it's on Summit, then the kickoff is going to be moved back. If it's on Nolensville.
Personal foul against Summit.
So what originally is a 40, they start the kickoff at the 40. Now it's going to be at the 25.
Which means they should get good field position.
Nolensville should get good field position. Now it's, I think some of the coaching staff is now realizing, hey, we got to kick off at the 25. Let's redevelop here our scheme here. We do not need to kick it. Usually when this happens, a squib kick or a pooch kick is unfortunately the play.
Well, because our return man over there for Nolensville, they'll have their heels on about the 15-yard line instead. And I don't think they know.
Yeah, Nolensville definitely not getting the memo as well.
Yeah, their kicker is not going to kick it 75 yards. I can promise you that.
The Nolensville coaching staff is like, hey, move up, guys.
So here we go. Now they're going to move up. They're going to have their heels on about the 15 to 20.
I think the only people that paid attention were you and me and the officials. I think anybody realized there was a flag on the play.
Well, and my guess is they're probably going to kick it to 22 over here with their mid-level receivers. They're not going to get it deep to Tamaska. That's going to give a lot of
I would scoot Tamaska
space to run.
Way up. I would scoot the guys in the back.
Yeah, they're as I'm looking, they're deep. And so, no, they do kick it
They
deep.
do.
And there's a flag.
Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be offsides.
It is.
So that's going to false.
Now we're kicking from the 20.
I don't know how you get a false start on a kickoff.
Flag on the play.
I guess they started running before the kicker even started running. I've
that
never
is
seen a false start on a kick. It's usually offsides. Now they're going to kick from the 20. And so just the kicker did get it to Tamaska, or actually the other receiver. They got it to him deep, and that tells you what they're thinking. And so now again, they're going to try deep, potentially. Or fool the world here, Coach, with an onside.
Wow, what if they kick it straight to the up, man? The guy right in front of the kicker, as hard as you can.
Just nail him. Here we go.
Bounce it off his helmet.
6:03 left in the fourth. Kick is high and up. They do kick it to Tamaska. Catches it at the 20, to the 30, to the 40. That makes a man miss. He's at the 45. And he's at the 48, and another flag on the play.
Guess who that's going to be on? I believe it's on Nolensville.
This official that threw the flag, I believe he has a quick draw.
He is quick draw.
Because
yes.
he has thrown the majority of the flags tonight.
He's not letting this game get out of hand.
That's right. He's not letting it get in hand either.
No, that's correct. So here we go.
And so if this is on the Knights, which it is, it's going to be a hold. So after 2 kickoff penalties, a personal foul, they're going to have their starting field position at about the 41-yard line.
Look, he's got to throw his flag to make it official. 10 yards from the spot.
So they're going to back it up to about the 30.
Are you walking home, Doug? What's this? You know, this may be the second hardest place to get out of from a football standpoint.
Well, I parked a little strategically this time, second only to Independence.
Independence definitely number 1.
So the Knights take over on about the 37. It's a handoff to Tamaska. Gets outside.
Oh, ball's on the ground.
Tamaska,
Nolensville recovers.
Wow.
It's going to be second and about 7.
Second down.
Now, a little strategery on Nolensville's side. What do they do?
Paul Derrick is just holding his breath. He's like, can I get through the next 5 minutes and 30 seconds, please?
That's right, because they now are in a position where they want to run the ball and get the clock down, but not a lot of success on the run aside from the 2 long runs. It's been sparse pickings there.
Oh, that's a great seal block. Oh,
Tamaska lowers his head and delivers a hit to the 13 who caught the touchdown for Summit. Perhaps a little payback there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's definitely been thrown around a lot tonight. I think he was like, hey, this is my chance to give a little bit back.
So the Knights on the 50 here. Plenty of time on the play clock. No need to rush. Sylvester went with the hard count there. Did not fool the Spartans, knowing that there's 26 seconds on the play clock. I don't think they were ready to bite. Down to 5 on the play clock. There's the ball. Tamaska, huge running lanes all of a sudden for the Knights.
Yeah.
Not sure what Summit's change was on defense. You know, speaking of being in 2023, Coach, when we played football, I think the official had to yell the timeout that was left, and he would take his hand and move the
oh, yeah.
Now they have these huge screens on each end to tell them how much time they have. We had a sundial back when I played.
Well, definitely Nolensville's going to try to use all of the play clock or the sundial.
Yep.
You didn't have fireworks after every score, did you?
No.
No, neither did I.
They were illegal in Pennsylvania.
Uh-oh.
Sylvester turns the corner, has the first, gets out of bounds. I think he was a little bit faster there with big number 0 chasing him.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. Good for McLaren.
0 for the Spartans.
Touchdown.
Mekhi Ratcliffe going 6'5", 230. I think that'll make anybody run a little quicker. The only thing that he didn't do on that play was stay in bounds. So the clock stops, 3:35. Handoff goes to Tamaska. Carano, good blocking to seal the edge there. But again, Coach, out of bounds.
Yeah, it's almost like
They took a whopping 5 seconds off the clock on that play.
Tackled by Phelps.
But they're going in the right direction.
Here's the deal, right? If Summit it can hold them to a field goal. Remember, Summit only took one play to get the score, the answer. So Summit is
which
now,
I'm guessing was also their longest play of the year.
It probably could be.
Sylvester, sophomore, managing the game, hands it off. Tamaska up the middle. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get about 2. They'll give him forward progress.
Zion Tamaska, the ball carrier.
Tamaska, the only running back in the stable of running backs in Nolensville?
No, they got a sophomore running back who has not seen the field tonight.
Tamaska's got to be up in about the 20-plus rushing attempts.
Well, here we go. Under 3 minutes to play, 3rd and 3. Huge call here for the Knights. See what happens. I'm guessing they're going to run again to the side of Carano.
Yep.
They're going to look to seal the edge and get outside. Summit's defense agrees and shifts. There he goes. Quick pass to number 40 himself, Carano. That is going to be close to ball game, although Summit does have 2 timeouts left.
So Carano, normally the lead blocker right there, he slips out behind the offensive line into the flat and a sure.
You got to like the play call there. Low risk, gets Carano out, gets away from the run. They only need about 3 or 4 yards, and that's all it got, and that's a first down. And again, Summit only 2 timeouts left. Flag on the play.
False start. Well,
false start on the Knights. That'll stop the clock, unfortunately.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, they wind the clock again, and so no timeouts yet from the Summit sideline. I'm guessing they're waiting to see what they do on first down.
Yeah.
And then will come timeout 1 and timeout 2.
Well, they may get a delay of game if they don't hurry.
Well, and Tamaska takes the handoff, and he's going to get about
now here comes the
12
timeout.
on the play.
Tamaska, the ball carrier.
The official.
9 yards on the play.
I don't think the official realized the side toward the timeout to, so he pirouetted around and gave the timeout to Summit. So 1:42 left, 2nd and 6.
Well, I got to mention it while we have the timeout. The Franklin High School Admirals wins. They beat Mount Juliet.
21-7. Franklin getting it done.
21-7. You mentioned it. The streak is broken, and now they get to go play Overton next week. If you're saying what's going to happen, I'm putting my money on Franklin.
Franklin, the winners of the closest losses ever in the state of Tennessee.
Absolutely. Brentwood High shuts out Independence 28-0. And Mount Juliet, by the way, was unbeaten. And they were ranked in the top 10 in the state.
2nd down and about a long 5. Smotherman goes in motion. Handoff to Tamaska. Tamaska's going to be short of the line to gain. That'll be the 2nd timeout from Summit. So minute 36. You're going to have 3rd and about 2.
A first down right here is going to end it.
First down ends it. You can send out the V formation, and we can. Well, everyone else can head to the sidelines, Paul. We will have to play the violins.
That's right. So congratulations to the Admirals.
Timeout.
The Bruins win. The Raptors unfortunately hit a buzzsaw there. But, Battle of the Wood next week.
To your point, too, talking about Mount Juliet, that just really tells you the competitiveness and how good Williamson County athletics are.
Yeah.
When you're talking about a ranked team from our neighbors in Wilson County to the north, and one of the teams that hasn't won a game in Williamson County goes and wins by 2 touchdowns, that really just tells you Middle Tennessee, and particularly Williamson County, puts out some very high-quality football programs, among other sports, too. I mean, our Nolensville volleyball just finished second in the state, which, well, they normally win the state, but they finished second. And so it just tells you that it's strong and thriving here in Williamson County. Well, and here is the play of the game for Summit.
Absolutely.
Anything other than a first down is what they're hoping for. Smotherman comes in motion. Handoff to Tamaska.
Going to be close.
Tamaska's pushing. It's going to be close depending on the spot. Hard to see from where the official is standing.
They didn't move the chains. They didn't stop the clock, so fourth down.
Fourth down, and I would imagine they're going to run a play here. They're not going to send their field goal unit out.
Well, it's going to take it in under 1 minute by the time the play gets put.
Well, and they got a yard to go. And so you're right. They're going to take it under a minute. I don't think they're going to use a timeout here.
This is where a fourth and a yard drives me crazy when they go in shotgun.
You can do the tush push here, made famous by the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. But, well, and there you go. There's the timeout that I didn't think they would call. So 45 seconds on the clock. What it was the quick strike Summit Spartan offense. One play, 69 yards for a touchdown. Has this game within a score, 17-14. Huge fourth down play. Turning out to be a pretty good one here in Nolensville.
Yeah. Speaking of good ones, unfortunately not for Centennial. Page now leading 24-6 with about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Well, and Page is primed too. They're getting hot at the right time. Like I said, they got 2 of their big players back, 2 3-star recruits coming back just at the right time, and they're just firing all cylinders up there off Arno Road. And that's really not a surprise to me. Rathbone, a quality head coach. And, again, just building something special over there in Patriot Land.
Well, I'm sure Tamaska is probably going to get the carry.
If I were –
But they do have 2 backs in the backfield.
Goes with the hard count. Again, at the 20-second mark, they went with the hard count on the play clock. Although they did get the Knights with it earlier in the evening. Sylvester, again, the sophomore, has come
4
in and
seconds.
Played admirably. 4 seconds. There's the snap.
It's a sellout.
To Tamaska. Gets to the corner. It's hard to say. Looks like he lost a yard. It's hard to.
Yep. Summit's bringing their offense out, so stay tuned.
Watch out for the middle of the field.
No gain on the play.
Well, Summit, 0 timeouts. The only way to stop the clock is first downs.
Yeah, in all reality, they have time to run 2 plays here.
Unfortunately, their plays are probably not very comfortable running.
Well, and I would probably, if I'm Nolensville here, I'm setting a safety at about the 50.
Tamaska.
I would definitely have somebody back there. Out of the shotgun, 4 wide, single back set.
Uh-oh, here comes some pressure.
Oh,
and he's sacked.
He's sacked. Carano gets the sack. Summit's going to have to reorganize pretty quick.
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Summit's just saying, do it again. 4 wide here for Summit. 19 seconds and counting left. Summit gets the Carano again, applies the pressure. McElhaney running for his life, gets out of bounds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds left.
Gain of 10 yards on the play.
This is probably the last play of the game here.
This is it.
And so now we have the safeties at about the 50.
Yep.
For a second, he walked back up. All right, so here we go. Last play of the game, barring a penalty. 10 seconds left. McElhaney takes a snap. Pressure right away.
Oh, no.
Dumps it off to Sloan.
Well, not the last play of the game.
Sloan's smart there to get it out of bounds. So it's a first down. I feel pretty comfortable this time saying, Coach, this is the last play of the game.
I think you may be right.
Barring a penalty, this is going to be the last play. 3 seconds left.
Last time down.
They got about 72 yards if they want to get a touchdown here.
Let's make some noise for
Well,
our
no one's
defense.
deep now.
3 seconds.
No one's deep. You think you'd have a cover 4 here or some kind of shell. And
Or how about Coach Derek's going to call timeout?
Well, he may say, guys,
Timeout.
would you please get to the 50? Although you just never know here because they went underneath last time and he housed it. So no timeouts on either side of the aisle here. 17-14, 3 seconds, and it's 7 degrees out.
It's one of those things when you walked out at 6 o'clock, you're like, man, it feels great out here. I could play golf in this weather.
This is fall in Tennessee, y'all. 60 degrees when you wake up, 75 degrees at lunchtime, 38 degrees when you go to bed.
And your eyes like, turn the heat on. Stop hogging the covers.
All right, so last chance for the Spartans as they line up. They got 4 wide. My guess is he's going to go to the left side of the field. 13 there, who caught the underneath touchdown. He's there. He throws it up deep, and that's going to be picked off. Ball game. When you're Summit, that's all you can do right there is just hope for a miracle. Nolensville comes up with the stop. There's the fireworks. Nolensville improves to 7-1. Big matchup next week against Page High School on Arno Road. I'm Doug Capella. Paul Breece to my side. Have a good weekend, folks. Your WCTV Game of the Week. Nolensville 17, Summit 14.